Hey guys, welcome to another video lesson. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We are focusing on breaking down the punch mechanics and more especially really developing a few drills that are going to help us with the basic punching. So number one, why are we doing it? Well, obviously for us in self-defense, punching is one of the most important tools we need to develop. Why? Because we need to defend ourselves, we need to inflict damage to the person that's attacking us to get out safely. So number one is if we can strike correctly, we can inflict damage, escape, and so on. So how do we strike correctly? Well, there's a lot of nuances when it comes down to striking. And today we'll focus on relaxing our shoulders when we're striking, ensuring that the shoulder has a full range of motion. Why is that important? That's the first question that we need to address. When we think about the punch mechanics, imagine the different chains or different links within a chain. So imagine that I'll show you from an angle. I'm punching. As I'm punching, my foot turns a little bit my hip turns my torso launches my shoulder launches my arm. You can say there's two more chains. There's also the elbow extending and then the wrist locking into position. So all those links within the chain add to the power of the strike. So if you understand the sequence of events, the sequence of the strikes, is going to help you tremendously deliver a better power behind your punch. But it's not just about understanding the sequence of the strikes, it's also about being able to execute that sequence. So again, we think hip turning or the foot turning the hip turning the torso launching the shoulder, and then the shoulder launching the arm. So the shoulder is a very important you could say link within this chain that allows us to throw a proper punch. So I'll give you an example. Imagine you have very tight locked shoulders. People that have tight shoulders, they punch like this. So you can see how my hips turn, but my shoulders don't. So all the punches are coming with my arms attached directly to my torso without the shoulder having an independent action. See how my shoulder right now has an independent action? That's what I want. I want the shoulder to move independently. But people that can't release that shoulder strike very tight, very kind of just basically we call it muscling the punch. So really without any technical nuance. Having this proper technique is going to allow you to have tremendous power. You can think about like MMA fighters, think like women MMA fighters. They're 120 pounds, 130 pounds, small, but they can deliver so much power behind the strikes. Why? Because they have proper mechanics, because they've been trained to do this and they've been training over their life to do this correctly. So today I want to help you with releasing those shoulders. That will be the focus. Okay, we'll do a series of exercises today, all of course focused on the shoulders like I already mentioned. The first exercise is going to start very simple. I'll show you from different angles. I'll show you from the front first. You're going to have kind of a relaxed posture. So think feet wide, maybe shoulder width apart, hands are down, very relaxed type of posture. And from here, all I want you to do is just bring your shoulders up and down, this type of motion. So I'll show you from an angle, that action. So straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. And almost think like you're relaxing your shoulders at the top portion to bring them down. So you bring them up, relax and force them down. Bring them up, relax and force them down, almost like a little bit accelerated forcing motion. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'll show you again from an angle. You can also exhale as you're releasing the shoulders. So as you drive the shoulders down, exhale. How many of these do you want to do? Up to you. You can pause this video. You can do as many as you want. I encourage you to do this for at least a minute, maybe even 2 minutes. I know it's a little bit of a silly exercise, but it's going to help you a lot. Okay, now that we did this first exercise, let's move on to the second. How we do the second exercise? Very similar, but I'll show you from an angle. Instead of going up and down, we go up, forward, and down. That motion. So now my shoulders go up, forward, down. Now, all very small actions. When they reach the up position, throw them forward. Almost feel like you are accelerating that motion, throwing them forward and letting them come down. And again, exhale as you're doing this type of forward throw. Not only exhale, but think about a little bit of contraction from the core. This is also very important. One way of thinking about contracting the core is think about bringing your rib cage to your pelvis, so squeezing this type of gap. So I do. So it's a circular motion. Again, how many do you do? Do a lot of them. Again, you can pause this video. I would suggest a couple of minutes, spend time on this. This is going to help you a lot. Okay, if you're done with this, we move on to the next one. Next one has a very similar type of idea. Now, instead of having your hands down, you're going to start with your hands up. So elbows are in front of your body. So this is the position. Both of them are up. And from here, you're doing the exact same motion. So the shoulders come up, forward, down. And again, as you bring them down, think about kind of contracting a little bit the core, exhaling and forcing them down a little bit. Keep doing this on your own. Hands don't have to be very high, just a little bit, chest height. And do a few more. Again, pause this video if you want. I'm ready to move on to the next one. Okay, now that you did this exercise, we're continuing from the same posture. So the hands are by the chest, more or less, could be a little bit higher. Now what you're doing, as you bring the shoulders up and launch them forward, I want you to extend your arms as well. So I'll show you from an angle. So your arms are going forward. Shoulders come up. As the shoulders come up, now you continue to launch your shoulders forward and launch your arm as a consequence, meaning the shoulders are launching your arms forward. For now, don't worry about how your arms return to origin. The best way is to just kind of let them come down a bit, almost like a piston type of action, and then returning back to the chest. So I'll show you a few more. Again, there's a bit of contraction as you throw your shoulders forward, which you're going to throw your arms. Again, exhale as you're doing this. Again, I'll show you a few more. Maybe I'll show you from this side. Keep doing this on your own. Again, I suggest spend minutes on this. This is going to help you significantly. Okay, if you're done with this, now let's move on to the next one. Now the next one gets a little bit more challenging. Same starting position, hands more or less by the chest, maybe by the head, by the chin, it doesn't really matter. From here, as you launch the shoulders up and forward, your arms are going to go forward. This you already know. Now, instead of bringing them down to return to origin, bring them straight back. So I'll show you from an angle. So the arm should try to return straight back. Avoid this type of scooping action. So before, in the last drill, we were doing that, but now we're trying to avoid that motion to have a more of a disciplined approach to punching, where the hands return back to starting position. So again, and I know that both hands are doing this type of action. Again, squeeze your core as you're launching the arms. If you look from the side, look how high my shoulders are. Shoulders are forward and up. Not just here, they're going up, forward, back. No longer coming down too much, just a little bit. Keep doing a few, guys. Again, I suggest start from the beginning of these drills. Do a few for maybe like a minute to 2 minutes at each stage. Continue until you get this down. Also, what I recommend is look at yourself in the mirror and feel, are you tightening your shoulders? If you are, it's not working. If you're relaxing your shoulders, this works much better. If you're ready, guys, we're gonna move on to the next one now. All right, guys, so up to now, everything that we've been doing has been focusing on both arms doing certain type of actions, or both shoulders doing certain actions at the same time. Now we want to isolate individual arms. So let's continue with the drill that we left off with. I'll remind you, last drill we had both hands up, shoulders will come up forward, we extend the arms as we contract, and we bring both arms back without necessarily dropping the hands. Now we do same starting position, symmetrical, but now you're just letting one shoulder go forward. Now look from the side, hopefully you can see this. Every time I bring my shoulder up and forward and throw the arm, it touches my chin. And it's not because I'm forcing my chin low, it's because my shoulder is so active and so loose that it can reach my chin. Almost think like you're punching yourself with your shoulder. If you feel it making contact on your chin, that's a good sign. So, how do we do this drill? From this neutral position, one arm at a time. show you from this angle. Again, hear that contraction, exhale at the moment of extension of the arm, really feel like your whole body is working towards this. What I'll try to do in this video, guys, if I have a good video editing skills, which I'm not sure if I do, but I'll give it my best, I'll try to slow some of these down. So for example, I'll show you a couple of quick and then I'll try to cut it and slow it down and I'll return back to normal. We're back to normal. So now basically you can kind of see the slow motion, how my shoulder is moving, okay? So that's the next drill. What you want to do is extend one arm at a time. How many do you do? As many as you want. The longer you do these drills, the better off you are in the long run, okay? Next, now, this is helping you get the shoulder moving. Now what we need to do is coordinate the movement of the arms and the shoulders to the lower part of the body, the feet. So I'll step back a little bit so you can see my feet. What you're gonna do is very light jumps first. Do it with me. Just very relaxed. As you're jumping, feel like your shoulders are very relaxed. You're not tightening your shoulders. Very relaxed body. Very small jumps. You can see how I'm barely coming off my toes, but staying off my heels at all times. Keep going, guys. Good. Now, as you're doing this, I'll stop a little bit so I'm not making you so dizzy. As you're doing the jumps, what you're going to do is periodically send one arm. But you're doing this while jumping. So now I'll do my best to show this to you. So I'll show it from an angle. As you're sending the arm, you still want to make sure that your shoulder has that freedom of motion. It still comes up to your chin, it still goes forward, almost like you're launching your arm. Again, that link in the chain that we're talking about, this is a loose link that allows you to throw this. So from a jumping position, again, I'll try my best to slow some of this down in the video so you can see, and then resume some back to normal. So I'll kind of give it a go. And so on and so on. How many do you do? Like I said, as many as you guys can and as many as you want, okay? Now, if you're ready, we're gonna move on to the next one. What I want you to do now is while jumping, I want you to send 3 punches with the same arm. It's a much more of a harder type of action. So, I'll show you. So what you're doing is you're really launching your arm 3 times. And what I want to see as much as possible is full range of motion. So you have a full extension of the shoulder and arm. You're not just doing this. You're fully extending all the way. So the shoulder's fully turned. You're touching the shoulder to your chin, launching the arm. So again, I jump. Again, notice how I'm breathing, how I'm exhaling with every extension of the arm, making my body contract my core, making sure that I'm kind of using the full capacity of my body. I'll show you from this angle from a few more. Yeah, so that's our next drill. Spend time on this one. This one is gonna help you a lot. And if you guys are ready, we're gonna move on to the next one. In the next drill, what we're doing is we are now, instead of standing feet side by side, we are standing feet more staggered. So you have your left foot forward if you're right-handed, right foot back. This is our common fighting stance, athletic stance for people that are not so used to fighting stances. Now, you're still doing very light jumps. And periodically, while doing these jumps, you're extending one arm. So look from an angle. So as I'm jumping, I want my arm to extend. So why are we doing again these exercises? To coordinate the movement of the lower body to the upper body while getting the shoulder relaxed, because all of these components are greatly going to add to the ability of your body to throw a proper punch. Yeah? So again, from this position, by the way, you can do this with both arms, but don't switch your stance. So you still have your left foot forward. Again, make sure there's a full return, full recoil. Make sure that your arm is fully extending in and out, yeah? I'll try to, again, maybe slow the video down for you so you can see the slow motion as you get the feel for it while you're doing this by yourself. So again. Yeah, so you get the idea of how this is looking. Okay, keep doing this. Take your time with this. It's a very, very useful exercises. And if you guys are ready, we're going to move on to our next exercise. Again, in our fighting stance, so left foot forward if you're right-handed, you're doing forward back type of jumps. So both feet move forward a little bit, very little, like a few inches, back. I'll show this from an angle. As you do these, you're really covering a few inches with the movement while staying light on the balls of your feet and keeping your heels off the ground. So again, from this position. Yeah, that's our first exercise. Keep doing this, get used to it. Now that you're ready, let's now start adding a punch. So as I move forward, it doesn't have to be every time, but it could be. As I move forward, I send my punch. Again, get the shoulder to move up and forward, and then come back and bring the arm back to the origin, to your chin. Don't let it come down. That's why we did all these exercises, to ensure that the trajectory of the strike is always straight. So again, I'm moving. I can do this with either arm, but again, don't switch your stance. Keep the same type of stance as before, left foot forward. So as I'm doing this, yeah? So this is our next exercise. Again, very strongly encourage you guys to spend some time on this one. This is a difficult one, and it's now coordinating the movement forward, up and down, and the extension of the arm. So the feet are going in two different planes, and the arm is extending appropriately. Okay, on to the next exercise. And this is probably going to be our last exercise in this sequence, and this is a harder exercise. What we're doing is the following. You're going to start again in your position. I think I'll show you from this angle, it'll be easier to see. So you start with your left foot forward, as usual, our athletic fighting stance. And from here, again, moving forward and back, and periodically extending the arm. But once in a while, instead of extending the arm, you're going to do this 3 times as fast as possible. Now, here's the key. When you do this 3 times as fast as possible, there's certain coordination of hand to feet that needs to be maintained. And let me explain this to you slow. So as I go, I start 1, 2, 3. So what the motion has to happen is, 1, I move forward as I extend the arm, both feet move. Then I step back with both feet as I recoil the arm. Then I go again and back, again, back, again, back, again, back, again, back. So you're doing 3 very aggressive, very accelerated motions. What is this going to help you with? Number 1, stamina. Number 2, coordination of movements. And 3, position of the feet. Very, very important. So when you're going to accelerate those 3 motions, your feet have to quickly find their balance. They're going to be very aggressive movements in a very short range. They're going to set your body and allow you a better mechanics of the strike. So I'll try to show this to you guys as best as I can. And again, maybe at some point I'll slow down the video so you can see this better. So we start here. I do slow first. So you can see how now I'm accelerating the motion. Now the mat's on them, you move a lot, so I'm sliding a little bit on a kind of a sturdier ground. You can probably do this even a little bit better. So again, I'll show you from the other angle. I move a little bit. So I go 1, 2, 3. So very, very fast, explosive actions. Now let me do a few more, guys. Maybe I can slow down in the video so you can see kind of how everything is coordinated. And now we go fast. Let me try the other side. Yeah, so this is our drills. Now this is the hardest of all drills. I myself have trouble with this sometimes, especially if I have slippery floors, or just in general, if you're a little bit more tired, you'll feel this one. It's a hard drill. But overall, all these drills cumulatively should help you a lot with your punch mechanics, relaxing your shoulder, and coordinating your movement of the feet to the upper body. Hopefully this helps, guys. Let us know what you think of it.